What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode
Yeah.
of the show about another. I'm your host, Junes'88, Izzyphantasmo. How is everybody doing?
Yeah,
Hope
yo.
fine. Another episode. We out here in these cold streets because it's a cold day in my city. Is it a cold day in your city, man? Where you?
Bro, it's been high 80s over here this entire time. Like we're starting to experience what spring summer's really supposed to be like. I know on the West Coast, I know like the Midwest, y'all are dealing with a winter storm, which was out of the blue.
Man,
Like
it is.
I've seen video of snow in San Diego, of snow in San Francisco. They're
I
talking about
heard some kind of
blizzards in
blizzard
New.
on Yahoo. Like a
Huh?
blizzard on the west?
Yeah, like I saw that and I was like, hey, yo.
Well, they
Because
don't
like
know how to.
usually
They
because
don't know
normally when you hear about, the West Coast, you hear about California specifically, you hear about all these brush fires, these droughts that be happening, and just like how they're in like water restrictions. And I'm like, one day I was like, Lord, help California out. You give them some rain, give them some water, give them something. And all of a sudden, rain, flooding, snow, more snow. And I'm just like, thank you,
look.
God. You're answering my prayers. I
I
love it.
think I look at it like this. Every time I think of the West Coast, I just think of California. I
Yeah.
just think I forget about everything else. I forget about Seattle. I forget about everything else. Like, oh, California.
West
I'm
Coast. Yeah, because like that's what you primarily like correlate the West Coast with is like you got what Compton, Crenshaw, you got the Bay Area, you got Tinseltown, Hollywood, LA, you got like anything
San
West Coast,
Francisco,
and
San Diego.
that the Bay Area is San Francisco,
Oh, there you got all the, but then I forget, like, you got Seattle. What else they got?
Washington, Portland, Oregon.
Oregon. I be forgetting when I'm from Seattle, Washington. Oh, that is on the West Coast. Every time they say Seattle, yeah, it is West Coast.
Well, technically it is Pacific Northwest. They're kind of their own thing, but yeah, they are.
I be forgetting all the time. Oh, I'm from Seattle, Washington. Like, oh yeah, the other Washington, the other Washington.
The other Washington, you forget there's two of them.
It be like, okay, that one. Like I be forgetting that it's on the west. I be like, oh
So if
yeah,
I was so if I was to bring up a map right now and tell you to point out the real Washington, you would have a hard time.
no, I'm not about DC. I'm just saying. I be like, I forget. Like when somebody bring, oh yeah, Seattle, Washington. Like I need. To go, I been want to go. I've been saying I need to go to Seattle for a long time.
I want to visit Seattle too. Like I've seen a lot of pictures, I've seen a lot of videos and all this stuff, and it's just like it looks amazing out there. Visit wise, I would love to visit. Living wise, with how things are going over there right now,
I say that there's two reasons I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to that market out there. That what's
oh,
the
the
name?
seafood market,
The seafood market. I want to go there.
bro.
Like,
I want to see if we ever go out there, you might be able to catch them when they toss the fish around.
that's another thing. I'm gonna want to do that, and I want to go to the original Starbucks out there.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
I'm like,
So fun fact about the market out there. So Seattle has an NHL team called the Kraken. You've seen the jersey that I got.
oh yeah,
So last season, their debut season, they didn't do so well. They were the new kids on the block, and they pretty much got harassed and they got beat up a lot. They got their lunch money taken. This year, they're doing a lot better. Like they're competing and like they're making one of the biggest turnarounds in their second year, which is awesome to see. But they have a tradition, which is after every home game that they win, they have their 3 stars, which is their top 3 players of the game. And each player will end up having like a stuffed salmon in their hands and they'll yeet the fish to the fans.
wow.
So they took that from the seafood. They took that from the market. They took
That's,
a lot of the stuff that they've taken from, Seattle and that area and whatnot. They've pretty much they've brought that into their hockey club, which is amazing to see. They're actually working with a Indian tribe with an Indian tribe that's that's originated, that's from that area, from Seattle, from the Washington area, period. And they pretty much are going to be partnering with them in with partnering with them professionally as like a brand or a sponsor for the hockey team.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they're very like you see a lot of these teams like the Phoenix Suns, Portland, Seattle. Like you see a lot of these teams, those are the main thing I can think of right now. But you see a lot of these teams that are like tapping into the indigenous cultures, the actual American Indian tribal cultures, and they're bringing it to the forefront and highlighting it, which is amazing to see. And like a lot of the, you know, if you're a fashion person, you see a lot of the designs that are brought to light, and you just see all the vibrant colors, the crazy patterns, the designs and whatnot that these people bring to the table. And it's just awesome to just see. And it's something that I've always been intrigued and really, really interested in. Like
Yeah,
I always find like so much of the culture is awesome to pay attention to.
yeah, like the fashion culture, like with sports, I see a lot of people wearing jerseys now, like hockey. I see a lot of people wearing hockey jerseys. I see a lot of people wearing like football, basketball.
Baseball jerseys.
It's like I feel like a lot of people. I'm getting into the hockey jersey thing now. I got a few that I'm looking at right now. I was like, it.
And who do you have to thank for that?
Oh, my brother right here, he gave me that Bruins jersey. I've been Bruin gang since he gave me that jersey. So I'm looking at the
And
Bruins.
also, I gave you that Toronto joint as well, but
That,
we all know what happened to that
that,
one.
that joint is on the wall. Like that joint is on the wall, like on this side. I'll
I
show
wore it
y'all.
one time. I wore it one time with the hoodie. Sent it to you, and I remember like, dude, what the heck is this? Like a dress?
This dude sent me a 20 XL jersey. I'm like, man, we the same size. How is you wearing this jersey, man? Like, ain't
Okay, look. Okay, so where I was working at, fun. So a little story about that Toronto jersey. Uh, a coworker of mine came to me one day because he saw me wearing some hockey jerseys, and he's like, "Hey, I need to like clean out my closet of some stuff, some hockey related stuff. You wouldn't mind, like, would you like some?" And I'm like, "Sure." He gave me a old school San Jose Sharks jersey, an Atlanta Thrashers jersey. I have it in my closet. I gotta bring it out again. The Toronto joint. There was a sweater that I have that I wear from time to time. And I want to say that there was one more. There's one more jersey. It's not NHL, but it's like one of the Canadian leagues, like the junior leagues. I
right.
have it here as well. But yeah, man, like that's my thing. That's just like jerseys are my thing, and I get a lot of compliments too from people. They're like, "Man, you're like you got some of the best jerseys around, dude. Like every time I see you, you got another jersey on." And I'm like,
He be getting some stuff. Like he be calling me, telling me what he getting. All right, bro. I see you. Like I'm getting the old school uh, uh Dallas Stars joint. Give me some more Bruins stuff. Like
"Hey,
some
yo,
of them hockey jerseys be looking pretty.
hey, look, man, hockey is fun to get into. We've been to some hockey games already, and I'm telling you, them joints are just
But look,
energy is crazy."
only thing about hockey is the jerseys. I got two Anaheim Duck jerseys. I got the throwback joint from the
Don't you got
movie.
the Conway joints?
Yes, I got both of them.
Woo.
I got the one from the movie, and I got the actual Anaheim NHL, the one I showed you. But I'm like,
Ooh.
hockey is one of them things where the jerseys are kind of on the thicker side, and it don't get that cold in Texas, so it's hard
You
to.
gotta pick and choose when to wear it.
Yeah, so like it can be 42 right now, and you put it on, and you out for the whole day. By the time 12, by the time 1, 2 hit, it's 80 something degrees. Now you burning up in that joint. Like, man, I
It
got
depends on how you layer it though, too. Cause like I've had to like figure out how to layer these jerseys as well. Like um when it gets like cold out here in these streets, like December time, November, December, January, when it's like 30, 40 degrees out here, you can rock the jersey with the hoodie on and you can be straight. But like when it's like 70, 80 and you want to wear a hockey jersey, just like a plain t-shirt and then throw that on top, it's breathable, so it's not heavy. If you throw the hoodie on top and then the jersey over it, that's
Yeah.
when that's when it's hot.
Yeah,
But like if you just throw the jersey
heat
just
stroke.
by itself, nothing else over it or underneath it with just the typical shirt, you good.
Yeah. And it's like, like I say, like I think we some fashionable guys. I think I'm pretty fashionable. You know,
I mean, this guy right here's got the King Tut going on right now. What we talking about?
Shout out to 3150 clothing brand. This is their brand. You know, this
That
is
joint clean though. I ain't gonna front though. Them joint nice.
oh yeah,
And he got the hat to match. What?
oh yeah. Shout out to 3150. They got a bunch of stuff. They got jerseys. They got a whole bunch. Their brand is. I know they based out of Atlanta, so I'm surprised you ain't seen any.
It's the first time I've heard about them too. So shoot me the link and I'll check them out.
I got you.
Hey,
And,
but you know, I don't mean to cut our fashion talk off or whatever, but we need to talk about the XFL because we mentioned this last week and we actually saw all 4 games. Oh, I saw 5. I actually saw the Thursday night game between St. Louis and Seattle. First reaction, bro. What are you thinking about the XFL? Talk to me.
let me start with my Arlington
Renegades.
I base it. Okay, that game was really slow. That was like a slow game. Like it's not like the NFL is like NFL is like high impact, like it's fast paced. This is like slow. But all right, even in like preseason, it moves fast. Even when in NFL, when the week 1 is high energy, high impact, this wasn't that game. And the crowd was that stadium in Arlington was like it was like spotty. It was like it wasn't crowded, but it was a good game. But them games after that, them looked like NFL. I called him and said, bro, this looked like a Monday Night Football game. Like this crowd is it was a full stadium.
See, okay, so Choctaw Stadium, Lumen Field. What other stadiums is there that's like, I know Choctaw, that's where the Rangers used to play. Lumen Field, that's where the Seahawks play. And I want to say there's one more stadium that's kind of big as a Camping World Stadium in Orlando. They're going to be hosting their first game. You have to understand you have to understand with those stadiums, those are professional sport venues. So like the Seattle Seahawks, the old Texas Rangers used to play there. They used to pack them stadiums out. This is spring ball. And also this is like the startup of the XFL again. So the fans are just getting back into it. And I will say this about the speed of the game, because you said it started slow. They only had about, if I'm correct, like 15 weeks. So that's like maybe a month is like maybe 15 weeks. I think it's like a month and at like maybe close to two months or so. Well, not 15 weeks, but they had about like a month and a half, 2 months worth of like practices and whatnot. There was no tape on the opponents. There was no ability to game plan. So pretty much what we saw that very first week was them seeing their opponent for the very first time and adjusting as they went along.
Yeah. And who played that Thursday night game?
This past one?
Yeah.
St. Louis versus Seattle.
And like these games are pretty freaking good. Like, I like the concept of the XFL. I know I listened to this one guy. It was kind of like a jab at the XFL. Like I can't get into the XFL. It's like G League basketball. Like, bro, this is like I said, like we said the other day, in week 1, like after the Super Bowl, I'm like, this is like we are getting 3-4 months of football
before the actual NFL season kicks off again.
This is like a lot to process, and I feel like that the XFL is amazing. I know I wasn't a fan of the USFL because I felt like that stuff. Like, this ain't really cutting it for me. I really wasn't feeling it, but I know now that the crowd's probably gonna be bigger. You know, it's gonna be more the eye cool. The advertising it's like. This ain't arena football. Like this ain't no arena football.
So speaking of arena football, I bet you didn't know this. They're making a comeback as well.
Look, I don't.
Arena football, they're making a comeback in 2024. I found that out through Twitter. I didn't even know that the announcement was made until like it popped up on my feed, and I was like, wait, what?
It's like arena football. I remember back in the day, arena football was like, okay,
They were
I
wild
see
with
it.
it. They were smacking people over the walls, and
it's like with USFL, I feel like this is going to give other people opportunity who like the guy, the quarterback, Ben
Ben
DiNucci.
DiNucci from the Seattle Dragons,
Yeah, he
and
was.
AJ McCarron from the Battlehawks.
Yeah, it's like those guys in the NFL. Like it's kind of like reliving your college years.
A
I
lot of
made
those
this
guys
guy.
a lot of those guys that have played in the league are getting a second chance. You know, Josh Gordon, all pro wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, the New England Patriots, the Chiefs. You know, he's getting a second chance at being a pro leaguer. Vic Beasley, a linebacker from the
Isn't
Atlanta
Josh Gordon the
Falcons.
Super Bowl winning wide receiver?
Yes, he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
That's wild. Like you go from
AJ McCarron, a fifth round pick by the Bengals, a 2-time national champion with Alabama.
It's like you get a second chance at getting in the NFL. Like that's you. Like it's weird. Like you free agent now, you in the XFL. Now it's like I could get on somebody's practice squad, then be a start on somebody's against.
Like PJ Walker, Taylor Heineke, both were guys that were in the XFL. PJ was playing with Houston. Taylor was actually playing with St. Louis, and now they're in the NFL. You had guys like Jordan Teamu, who was actually in the original XFL. He was with the original Battlehawks, went to the NFL, then went to the USFL, and he's now back in the XFL.
And week 1 of the XFL was amazing. Like I think we talked about that too. Like the first week was even like, I'm feeling this is dope. Now we in week 2. It's like, all right, let's see.
Week 2 was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
got
gonna
a
say
game.
this, but so like, okay, out of all the games you saw of the XFL, what game caught your attention the most? Which one which one popped off to you?
Look, that damn Seattle versus Defender game.
Woo.
That little flick in the end zone.
DiNucci to Josh Gordon. That looked
Right
like Patrick
there,
Mahomes.
it's like, oh,
That boy was like he was scrambling out the pocket, went
and,
left side. You see Josh Gordon in the back of the end zone running up real quick, and you just see him hit that. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, oh, I like this. The game that caught my attention was St. Louis, San Antonio. The very first game. It was like the very first game of that Sunday. And I remember we were talking about it. Like, man, this game is slow. And I was like, it's a defensive battle. And they were down 15-3. But the thing I love about the XFL is that you can come back at any time. There is no such thing as like, there's no such thing as like you're out of it. It was like at any point in time you can come back and win, and we saw that play out perfectly.
But
San Antonio was up 15-3 with like 3 minutes left to play. AJ McCarron and the Battlehawks drive down the field. They get a touchdown, and the way they do the conversion is crazy. It's not you don't kick an extra point, and you don't kick a field goal for an extra point. It's you get a 1-point try from the 2-yard line, you get a 2-point try from the 5-yard line, or a 3-point try from the 10-yard line. They got they went for the 3-point conversion, converted that, and then on the onside kick, it has to be, this is how the rule was explained. For the onside kick, it has to be either the game is tied or you're down in the fourth quarter. And the way you do it is you can either kick the onside kick or go for it at your 25-yard line, 4th and 15. If you convert that 4th and 15 and get the first down, you get the ball back, but the clock is running, so you got to have a play going. And when St. Louis went for that 4th and 15, they converted it, but the dude that caught the pass went out of bounds to stop the clock. They drove down the field and scored another touchdown in the span of like 2 minutes.
And I say this, now that we got everything like out the way, everybody got a feel of teams, I want to see the energy pick up. I want to see everything go on 10, because it's like that defenders, and I like how they got DC defenders and DC commanders. I like how they give.
I like that too. Yeah.
Kind of like the Bears and the Cubs type thing. Like, oh,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Cubs. I like how they did that. But I'm like, I want to see the energy pick up because I'm a big into crowd. Like, I love college football. My
Oh
bro,
yes,
like
the energy. Yes.
it's like when the energy goes up and everybody's up here, and now you're up here, and when it's slow, it's kind of like, come on, like if the games are good, I'm like an energy guy. Like you could get the energy from the TV. Like, oh, I'm into the game.
Take the crowd, if you could take the crowd out of a game, and I've heard this a lot, if you could take the crowd out of a game, man, you could do so much to that home team. But if the crowd is into it, that home team feeds off that energy, and you feel it.
It's like when they say in the Ohio State, that by the end at the end zone, that's the loudest part. Like when you're there, they say it's so loud they can't hear. I want to see a loud XFL game to the point like, yo, this is like, what are we freaking watching,
bro?
That's what I want to get.
And that's why I love, where the DC Defenders play. That's why I love where San Antonio plays. That's why I love where freaking, I believe Houston had a pretty decent crowd. But I know for a fact St. Louis, when they play at the Dome, again, when they play their first home game, they're going to be rocking. That crowd is going to be crazy to watch. And I'm so ready for see St. Louis go crazy.
Yo, so what else we got? Before we get into that, before we switch gears, I sent you the tweet that went out. Madden 24 is the make or break game for EA Sports.
I think I sent you that one.
One of us sent it. One of us sent somebody.
I sent it to you. But yeah,
you
did. According to Dov, who is this? Here it is. According to Dov Kleiman, Madden 24 will be a make or break release for the franchise. Big changes are coming. The negative response to the game, which management believes is completely justified, has forced many inside of EA to have a now or never mentality, per Insider Gaming IG. I sent this to you as a message, and you said, good. Why do you think this is good?
Because every year I say I'm not getting Madden, but somehow I end up getting it. But I don't pay full price. I wait for it to drop like $30, $40, whatever it is. Like, I'm not paying $50 for no goddamn Madden. Madden's not that good anymore. My opinion, Madden ain't been good since Madden 04, 05. Like that when Michael Vick.
Really? That long?
It's like Madden isn't good because they took away so many features from the game. Like they took away the superstar mode. They took away every it's like for the time for what a PlayStation 2 could do. Like now you got all this technology and you can't do any of that. Like think about that. We was doing that on a PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that on a new gen. Like you can't. Like it can't process that. Like you give us you take stuff away. I'm like, now you got the college football game coming out.
That's gonna be crazy to play.
And my thing is, everybody play NCAA to upload their dude on Madden. So I'm like, if we doing the same concept with that, you can upload your character on Madden, you gotta step it up. You gotta make it somewhat decent. Make it playable, because it's like football, sports games in general are repetitive. Like there's not much you can do. And I've always suggested
the only thing different about them is the roster updates, but you can get them updates through online.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm about to get to that. I told my boy Drew about this. I said, yo, it's with wrestling too. Like, bro, if you want to make a great Madden game, because I don't know how true this is about the college. I heard whispers. I heard they're not gonna make that college game every year.
Okay.
All you gotta do is update these rosters. All you gotta do is update Madden 24. don't make another Madden until Madden 27.
Hmm.
Just update the roster. Work on 27 or 28, whatever you want to do. Have a gap. So that game could be all good. And just update the roster because that's all you do. Ain't nothing changing. There's nothing really, especially with college. There's no need to update to make a game every year because ain't nothing changing. You updating the roster.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
You just
Because
update.
before with the NCAA football games, like you would play as whatever team you want to play with, but like they didn't have no player names to it. It was just like halfback 25, fullback 10, quarterback 7, linebacker 33, like 37 or whatever. But now with the players getting paid for their likenesses and all that stuff in college, and it moving over to like the actual professional Madden scene, is like you can expect to see guys like, it had this been when Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and, Kyler Murray and, Lamar Jackson and those like the players from like the 2018, 2019, 2020 class, had they gotten that treatment with these NCAA games, had that come out in that time, for a fact they would have like had their likenesses already in the game, and because of how popular they are in the league and how like explosive they've been in the league thus far. But now you're going to see guys like Hendon Hooker or CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or Will Levis and all these guys. They could probably have their names or their likenesses brought into these games, or it may not even be them. Like it may be somebody else in college. And, to add to the entire thing of like, these Madden games not being like a year-round thing, what they could do is, and I think we've alluded to it, like, is the whole, just double back of what you said, is the whole thing of like, don't make one every year, update the rosters, update the Super Bowl, like, Super Bowl venue or whatever the case may be, and just go off of that.
Yeah, because I feel like, I feel like this Madden, they know we're gonna buy the game regardless. Cause I didn't get Madden 23 until he got it. If I got it on sale, like, I guess I get it. I wasn't gonna get it. I guess I get it. Because if he didn't get it, I wasn't gonna get it. I wasn't gonna get it. I was like, you got it? I guess I get it. You know what I mean? But it's like there's nothing, the joy of grinding your player out in NCAA in the race for the Heisman, you really gotta first you gotta get a starting position. Then you gotta keep your starting position. Then all right, cool. Now I'm a star. Now I gotta get this national championship. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
But in race for the Heisman, let's not also forget, you weren't only just trying to keep your sports, where you were at sports, where you were like on the team athletically, you had to be good in the classes as well.
Exactly.
Because they had you take like little pop quizzes and tests, and if like you failed a certain test or if your GPA fell to a certain point, then you were going to be off the team or whatever. And it was like you had to do the balance of like playing an athlete and being a student and just like finding that balance. Yeah, it gives you it doesn't really simulate it to a T, but it gives you the idea of like what it is to be an actual student athlete.
Yeah, and I like that. And I feel like like I said, Madden nobody's not gonna, people gonna buy it. Because you got the diehard people that play it for the franchise and all that stuff, the online
My team, whatever.
But you got the casual people like us that play, don't really care. Like, we gonna get it anyway. But I feel like if I can grind my guy out in college, then put him on Madden, you know what I mean? Cool. But then if 2K gets, they say this is the make or break. If 2K can get a simulator, they got like a non-simulated game. But it's like, you know what? We gonna let y'all make an NFL game. Now the game market is if 2K can do what they did for the NBA for an NFL game.
Didn't they have one before?
Years ago. ESPN Day, like ESPN, like with Terrell Owens in the cover.
That when he was on the Eagles, right?
Yes.
I remember that. Like, what were they the ones that had the? Were they the ones that had the point of view where like you're in the player's helmet?
Yes.
They need to bring that back.
And like
They need to bring that back.
with that, it's kind of like saying if 2K, they already got the engine, they already got everything. Like, yo, we can just
Unreal Engine 5 and whatnot. Yeah.
it's like you can already if you can like flip it and make a dope NFL simulated game to keep my career going. I jokingly say I would like to see what my field or my park would look like for the NFL. Like, yo, you could go on the field, a pickup game like NBA Street, NFL Street, like do that kind of style. Like,
That would be wild.
you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
You know what they need to do?
Talk to me.
Do you remember NFL Street?
Of course.
NFL Street. Okay, NFL Street 2. You play with all the NFL players, and then like your final game, the big game, you play against the NFL every NFL All-Star, and if you win that game, you can upload your character into Madden.
You know what? That's that's another thing. That's another thing that would be cool too if you could do that.
If they were to bring back NFL like Street, if they were to like if EA Sports Big was to come back, or like they were to make a street like an NFL Street type game, and then you could take your character kind of like with NCAA and upload it. So it's like you have two different ways to do it, but like have a storyline based off of like how your character came through.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be epic. And then again,
and here's the thing. What I'll say about that. NBA 2K, like they have various storylines for like your My Career mode or whatever. A few of the ones that I played were like top notch. Like they had some pretty dope ones. Like you were overseas playing in China, and then you had to work your way into like the G League and then playing the league itself. Others was just like a street ball game and whatever. It just didn't make no sense. I don't know. It's like they lost their creativity. I feel like if 2K was to pick up the NFL franchise or NFL series and then do something like that with what they did with 2K, man, like how like yeah, I there could be something to it.
Oh yeah, I feel like we need like as a gamer, like I feel like
variety.
I feel like we need something else because I'm sick of Madden. Like, I'm sick of like giving Madden my $30 every year because they ain't getting 50 from me. I don't give a damn what's on. You getting this?
Getting this 25.
Getting this good $25 this sale.
Nah, there's 60% off. You getting this good like 22.
Hey, that's how they know because once Madden ended like towards Madden comes out towards the end of the season, that's when everybody start really buying it. They like, nobody really cares. But like, if you gotta make me care, especially if you do an NCAA game, we're gonna switch gears now. If you could do they said the Road to Glory mode gonna be on there, that part again is gonna be on there.
Ooh, I want to see how that goes.
And so I was hoping, like I want to do that. If you could do every position, like corner,
like what Madden 23 has right now.
No, they don't have that.
No, I mean, but like in the face of the franchise mode for Madden 23, you can choose whatever position. Like you could choose quarterback, halfback, wideout.
I'm talking about all positions, from kicker to punter. You're talking about everything.
Like everybody. Okay.
I'm talking about O-line. If you want to be an offensive lineman, a defense, I'm talking about if you could do in NCAA, you could do every position.
Oh,
back in you could do because you could do every position if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm saying if you could do that, you could play that game for years. I want to be.
That makes sense.
A first round, first pick punter. Man, think about like it's like, and then you could be. Cause I know you could play so long. You like, all right, cool. You want to be a coach? You can start coaching. Like, then if you're a coach, you could like upload and be a coach on the team.
Like, that makes sense.
I mean, like I'm talking about. It sounds a little outlandish, but I'm thinking like, far-fetched or whatever you want to call it. I'm thinking like, what could you actually do? Cause I mean, like you could play NCAA. You could play like you would never play Madden again.
Exactly.
Like
It's like, hey, the new Madden came out. What? No, it's cool. I got this NCAA over here.
there's people that still play NCAA 14 right now.
I know. I've seen them videos pop up on my feed, and I'm like, bro, y'all still got that game?
They got they revamped the roster. Like they keep revamping it. So it's like
That's crazy.
And like I think it's cool. Like I think that's a cool thing, like to do. I think that's dope. But moving forward, traveling. I know that we had that on the docket, bro. Where are some places that you want to go? Cause I know we speak about it all the time offline and whatnot, but some places like you outside the places we spoke about, where are some places outside the country you want to go?
Ooh.
If you had if you had a blank check, here you go. Here's your passport, blank check, where you want to go.
Oh man, I already know where I'm going. I already know. A blank check and my passport, bro. Send me over. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to South Korea. I would love to go back to Romania. I would love to go back to Germany.
Okay.
I was born in Germany, so I would love to, go back to the home country again. Which is crazy to say that, but like when I went to Germany the first time, I felt like I was home, which was weird. It was weird to say that, but it felt like wow, like this is where I was born.
Right.
Romania was awesome. Loved it over there. I would love to go back. I've always said I want to go to Australia. But I think I would love to visit Japan. I would love to visit South Korea. In Japan, I've always loved their culture. I've always looked into their history, their culture. Like there's just everything about them. That's something that's always intrigued me, and I would love to see it firsthand for myself. Just see what that culture is all about. South Korea is another one that I've been intrigued to want to visit and see for myself. There's a pastor that I know who's actually living over there now, who works alongside with the army, and he posts on his Instagram and little things he sees over there, little markets, museums or whatnot over there, and I'm just like, man, that looks, when you think of the Asian culture, the Asian countries like Japan, South Korea, China, they're so technologically advanced, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're 3-4 years ahead of us. But then when you look at just regular photos and whatnot, you're just like, man, it's just like everyday life over here.
Yeah.
Except it's a language barrier, but it looks just like everyday life. But it's so simple. It's a lot simpler over there per se.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, my main place I always says for years, cause I did. My mom told me about our ancestry. We got a little Irish in our family, Irish.
You told me about Ireland. I was thinking that one.
Yeah, so Ireland, one, I want to go to the Guinness factory where they brew the beer. I want to, cause a guy told me at a bar, the beer is so much better at where they brew it at. I'm like, I gotta take you up on this. I want to go there. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to the UK.
Canada would be nice too.
Yeah, because I want to go.
I was at the border one time. That was cool.
What's that?
I was at the border.
I was snap. All right.
I was there. Well, not really, but I was there. I was at Niagara Falls in Buffalo.
Yeah, if I step over this line, hey, they gonna probably won't step over this. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't step over it.
My mom has a story. She was visiting my cousin out in Buffalo when she was stationed in the army out there at Fort Drum, and they were driving somewhere and they accidentally missed their turn, and they ended up going towards the Canadian U.S. border. And they were they were able to turn around and go back into the States, but it was a crazy story. She was like, yeah, we missed our turn. And they were like, man, do you have, what's your business here? Oh, we're not trying to come in. We literally missed our turn. We're trying to turn around and go back. And so after they explained themselves, they're like, all right, you guys can go around this way, turn around and go out. And they're like, oh, okay, thank you.
Hey, I want to go to Canada. I want to get some, because my boy, he went to Canada before. He said, yeah, for somebody who just getting going you going out, like, can it be a good start? Like I say, UK, can all that.
Oh,
All
UK would be nice too. I was actually in England one time as well. I spent a little time in England, but I got stuck at Heathrow International for like 10 hours. I didn't get to actually see London as a whole. So that's one place that I gotta like go back and experience all over again for real.
yeah.
Because being stuck in Heathrow for that long would not recommend it.
Damn, 10 hours, Jesus.
Bro, dude, I'm talking about the layover was ridiculous. And we were there waiting
Was
for
it in the
that long.
winter?
Huh?
Was it during the summer or the winter?
I don't remember. I don't remember. It was early 2011, I believe it was. So maybe around the springtime. But
Oh, that's your ministry day. That's when he was out here.
yeah, but the crazy part is the thing that threw me off was like, when you're driving, you look out your window, you're driving on the right side, right?
Right.
I'm sitting on the bus. I look at my window, out the right side window, traffic is on that way. We're traveling on the left side. That threw me off. I'm like,
look, I want to go to the UK and I want to get on one of those trains, one of those luxury trains.
the bullet train.
No, I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna see you. There's an Instagram video that I always watch of these girls on this train, and they got like the room they were in was dope. Like it was like the dining room carts. It was like a train, one of them trains from Harry Potter.
Really?
Man, it was, bro. I'm gonna see you the joint, man. Once I got the, I'm gonna send it to you right now. But like it was like one of them, like, and you look at the view, like yo, it was snowing and everything.
Oh, you want it? The Alps. You know what? You know what? I just now thought about it. When we went to Germany, we actually bussed our way through. We were supposed to fly, but something happened with the plane ticket, so we ended up taking a bus to Germany. We stopped, like, I believe we stopped in Switzerland at like a bus stop.
Just send it to you.
All right, bet. We stopped in Switzerland, and I saw the Swiss Alps for the first time.
Right. And
bro,
while you check it out, I'm gonna tell. Like I said, I want to go to. I want to see that kind of stuff. Like I say I don't like the cold, but like if I'm snugged in on a moving train, going to wherever I'm going, in that kind of that's a vibe right there. Like I was like, I want to experience that kind of stuff. That that's dope to me. You feel me? It's like I want to like, yeah.
Wow. What the world?
Yeah.
Where is this at?
I think it's somewhere in the UK somewhere.
That joint, bro. Yeah, now I see what you're talking about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that's like a cool like, but I want a month, like a month off to do that. You just can't just do that in like a weekend. Like you gotta, all right, cool. You need like a month off to do that. You know what I mean? That's
like if you ever want to travel out like that, like how I was able to do it when I was in the ministry, like you gotta have at least a month and a half, 2 months at the most, so you can experience.
You can't do that solo. Like I know a lot of people be loners, but you gotta do that with like a couple, like with your girlfriend, your family, or some friends.
Oh yeah. Like there's certain trips you could take by yourself, but like if you want to have like this authentic experience with certain things here and there, nothing beats having company.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, but like me, I just want to see the world. Like I say, like, but in state, I want to go like how you said you felt connected when you went to Germany. When I went to DC for the first time, like when we was in Maryland, because my aunt stays in Maryland, my aunt and uncle stay in Maryland, and we gonna go to DC. So we got a car, drove to the train station, went down the tunnel, and went to the subway. It was crazy. Like, wow, this is fire. Like I still got my little subway ticket that I had. Like we got on the train. I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm like, I didn't know how close Maryland and DC was. I didn't know how close. We get on the train, we in DC. I'm like, all right, we get off, go up these steps. It was like, I'm still not recognizing what's going on. Then we go out and there's the White House.
Wow.
But like I said, like, you know how when you go out of town and you feel out of place?
Yeah.
I felt like I live here. Like, I feel like this feel like home. Like I never been here, but I felt like
So So a little story, and then we're gonna move on. When I did my traveling ministry thing, I had to fly out to St. Louis to meet the crew, to meet the ministry team.
all right.
So I flew out solo from Savannah to St. Louis, and as we're flying, I'm sitting window seat, and I'm looking. I'm like, "Yo, where's the arch? Where's the arch? Where's the arch?" Because I'm like, I want to see the arch. I've always seen pictures, but I've never seen the arch. I get off the plane, go to baggage claim. I get my bags, and they're supposed to meet me. They're sending people to meet me at the airport so they could take me out to where they're at. I get out of the airport. I walk out the doors. Smack dab right in front of my face is the St. Louis Arch. I saw that for the first time, and I was like, oh, no way. And every time we would come back into St. Louis, every time we would come through the area, the one thing that I was always look for was the arch, because I knew where we were at. And like, it was so cool coming into the city of St. Louis, and you just see the arch just like in the distance coming closer and closer and closer, and you just see like how massive it is. But like, places that I would love to go back to. I would love to go to Ohio again. I don't know why, but Ohio just felt right with me.
I gotta go. Like we've been talking about that. Like, yo, gotta catch Ohio State game. Like, but like this bastard want to go dead winner. Like, you go your own, bro.
I mean, no, I'm talking about like not even dead winners. Like, we did. A lot of my ministry stuff was in the South, so we traveled through Kentucky. So Kentucky to Ohio and Ohio back. When you're traveling from Kentucky to Ohio, I didn't know this. We were riding through Cincinnati. I did not know this. So like I recognize some of the scenery now, and I'm like, I recognize some of the scenery now from, like, being a Bengals fan and checking out the city and what they're all about. And I'm like, wait a minute. I remember that bridge. I know that. Dude, I was in that area. I was there. How did I not recognize that?
In one place, I told my boy, like, I gotta go. I've been saying I want to go to New York since I was
in New York.
I want to go. I want to do a show in New York, whether it's an open mic or it's my own.
That would be crazy.
I want to perform in New York because I know a few people in New York.
I'm gonna say this: if you can make it over there, you can make it anywhere.
Man, look, I want to go see what these chopped cheese is about. I want to see that.
Yes, hit the bodega. The bodega, get the chopped cheese.
I want to get a lox bagel from New York, from that bagel shop out there. I want to get a dang chopped cheese. I want to see what that whole is about. I want to see, because New Yorkers, y'all be swearing by y'all pizza. Y'all swear by that pizza. Y'all swear y'all got.
Hey, look. I will attest. I've had their pizza. It is what it is.
Did you have a dollar pizza, the straight cheese, or did you have a pepperoni? That's the question.
Bro, dude, we had a pepperoni and a cheese pizza. Bro, their pizza is yes. Now, is their pizza better than Chicago's deep dish? That's what I want to find out.
Now. You about to start a fight now.
I just want to know. Like, I've had New York's pizza. I want to have Chicago's deep dish, the actual pizza. I want to have it from there. I want to have a Philly cheesesteak from Philly. I want the deep dish from Chicago. I want to go back to New York to try their actual, like, their pizza again. Like, there are certain foods that you got to go to, like, different, like, you have to go to certain states to try the foods, because you can have it here or you can have it where you live or whatnot. And yeah, it tastes just like it, but
it's different
until you have the authentic. Until you have that authentic type of, like, the authentic food from where it's from, I don't know. It's like,
if the show about nothing gets big enough, we're gonna do a city tour. We're gonna go New York, Philadelphia, hit all these food spots.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a foodie, man. Like, I'm a foodie. I need good food, bro.
Mr. Food Network over here.
Hey, man, I'm all food all day. Like, you feel me? Like,
this man right here be sending me all types of stuff about, like, food. Like, bro, I saw this on Food Network, like beer and all this stuff. Like, bro, you need to try this out. And I'm like, dude, this is too much of my calorie intake. I could taste the salt intake. I could see it.
Bro, it's like, oh, speaking of food, but then we're gonna switch gears. I don't know, y'all got one out there. It's called a place called Crumble Cookies.
I don't think I've Crumble Cookies.
It's called Crumble, and they do what's so. Like, then we're gonna switch. They have weekly cookies. They do what they had this week. They ain't gonna have next week. It's gonna be something totally different. So they had birthday cake, and they had cinnamon toast crunch, and they had like a chocolate chip cookie. The standard chocolate chip and the sugar cookie. I got 4. I got 2 of the birthday cake and 2 of the cinnamon toast crunch. Let me tell you something real quick.
Oh, hold on. I'm actually looking at it right now.
Bro, look.
Birthday cake, the cinnamon toast crunch, Neapolitan, chocolate peanut butter cup, the classic pink sugar, the mystery cookie.
Look, let me tell y'all. The amount, first, they was good as hell. Secondly, sweet as all hell.
Really?
Look, I told my mama, I told all my people, if I was 16 years old, if this was 16-year-old June, I could have smashed all 4 of those. This is grown man, Tony. This is grown man, June. The sugar, you can feel the sugar. Whew, whew. I had to do it. You know when they pick up a cookie and bite into it?
Yeah.
I had to break that mug down. Break it in pieces and eat that. You're like,
wow.
Whew, the sugar, whew.
Like I felt my blood sugar just rise up like 18 points.
I'm like, the blood sugar, like, yo, go ahead, eat a nut on that if you want to.
Just go ahead. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out real quick.
Yeah, like I said, nah.
Your sugar crash is gonna be so serious.
Wake up, it be Thursday. I ordered those on a Friday.
Like, dog, I had this cookie on a Tuesday.
Man, it's Friday.
Dang.
Oh, the 14th, no, the 20th. Gosh, damn, how long was I out?
Bro, you was on a sugar. You had a sugar coma. You was out for a minute.
Wake with all kinds of IVs coming out of you. But where we at? How we closing?
We finna close out by coming out, bro. We finna close out by coming out, and not the way you think.
Yeah, you better clean that shit up. Clean that shit up right now.
Aaron Rodgers officially ended his darkness retreat this past week, and it got me thinking. I've had conversations with people about like certain activities, and how it stimulates the mind.
We don't dabble in this stuff.
We know. No, hey, a drug free is the best way to be. I promise. But no, like I've had conversations with people that have done that and whatnot, and it really brought up this question or this idea of like what it means, like, you know, people will dabble in certain things to either relieve stress, to find themselves, to open their minds, or, you know, to think clearly, and all get out. You know, to each person is their own. You know, there's no condemnation, no shame to anybody that does that. You know, y'all do what y'all do. But, you know, this isn't the first time that we've heard Aaron Rodgers speak of like doing something on this tip to like find clarity and find who he is as a person, and get this understanding and about decisions that he needs to make and whatever. And it just brought this, it brings this to my mind. Like, is it really like the mental toll that we take on a daily basis, or like in our careers and whatever else we do? Like, hearing about what Aaron Rodgers did, I know a lot of people were like, you know, kind of making fun of it, but he was doing it to like clear his mind and get his mental right. I'm gonna throw this to you when it comes to this, because I've had my dealings with mental with my mental and all that stuff. But like for you, when it comes to dealing with your mental and dealing with your mind and getting yourself right up here, like what when you hear about Aaron Rodgers and his darkness retreat and everything else in between, like what does that how does like what does that say to you? Like what how do you perceive it?
I perceive it like, first of all, like I know mentally we all go through stuff. I try not to like my thing. I try not to claim, or how they say claim it or focus on. I try to keep myself busy, keep myself focused, and I really just keep my mind at ease. But when I hear about and talk to uplifting people that can help me get through whatever, like level-headed people that can actually sit down and listen and help me get through it. But as far as Aaron Rodgers go, I feel like every year is something different. I guess the whatever he was taking last season and this season is this. It's like I don't know exactly what you're trying to do. Like you're one of the best quarterbacks. Like I don't know what you trying. I don't know what you're trying to get. I don't get it. Like I guess it's not for us to get. It's not for us to get. It's what he feel like. Oh, I got to do this to get my mind here. But like, is that gonna help you win a Super Bowl? Like you
You
had
know
it.
what I think? You know what I think it is, and this might be just me, but like we all have our ways of decompressing. We all have our ways of like kind of mellowing out and um clearing our head and like just trying to get our peace back or whatever, right?
Right.
Because we all go through different stresses in life. We all go through different situations. We all are gonna struggle at times with whatever we deal with. And you know, for men especially, when it comes to the battle of the mind, guys are not allowed to they're not allowed to
Decompress.
decompress. Like they have to shoulder the weight of a family. They have to shoulder
Yeah.
the weight of work. They have to just pretty
Look.
much carry it on their shoulders and deal with it. And they're not allowed to feel. They're not allowed to cry. They're not allowed to like express. It's frowned upon for guys to like be emotional when you have to be emotional. Like I went through a severe case of that last year. You were there, you know about
I
it.
was right there. Like he called. I told him like, man, let it out. Don't hold that shit in. Like, bro, he called me broken up. We ain't gonna talk about this situation. Like like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm like, let it out. I said, don't
I
feel.
know I'm like I remember I told you like I'm just trying to be strong and not cry, and you told me verbatim like don't like don't hold it in. Like, bro, you gotta cry. And like I remember just reading that text in that moment. It was like it was I don't know why it felt like that was the permission I that was like I don't know why it felt like I that was like the permission I needed, but like
Yeah.
reading that text, it like something released. Like I felt the click, and like it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, but it's like
I said I put it like this because we brothers. This is my brother. Love this man to death. Like I say, yo, if I'm your brother, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, man up. No, this you tore up at the time, man. Let it all out. You know what I'm saying? But for me, but for some men, like we got gaming, we got me. I do music. I have an outlet. Like I pour
gaming is
all
my
my
outlet,
emotion
journaling
out
is
there.
my
Like
outlet.
you can in certain songs, I'm letting it out. Like if you certain song, I'm letting some emotion out. I'm pulling from stuff from the past. Like, let me let this out on this song. Let me let this out on that song. Let me let it out. And let me not keep it bottled in. Let me like, it was literally like I was writing a song. I couldn't write. And I went on Instagram. I saw something and the word just started pouring. I saw one thing and I tell you what it was after we get off here. I tell you, like I saw it. Oh, there it is. And like the word just started flowing. It just started flowing. Like, oh, that's all I needed. And it was just like it was like an emotion I couldn't. It wasn't like a sad emotion. I was trying to go somewhere with this, and we run along, but yeah, let that out. Like Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what he's trying to let out. I really don't. You got the Super Bowl ring. You
I think
decorated.
for him, it's more along the lines of like he's feeling the pressure of like him being like one of the greater quarterbacks. Like Tom Brady is, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this right now, but I gotta have to admit it, but he's the GOAT. Like he's done his thing. Like he's pretty much set every record and he's won all the titles. I mean, he has more titles than certain clubs, than certain teams or whatever. But Aaron Rodgers has been in the league about as long as Brady, or I think maybe a year longer than Brady. And he's feeling the pressure of like, I only got one chip on my name with this team that I've been with for so long, and I still want to play, but like, how do I want to do it? Do I still want to play? Like, there's so much on his mind that he has to like kind of like figure out, per se, that he's looking for a way to like to make it understand. He's trying to find a way to like find direction.
Right.
And I believe like all these different avenues that he's gone, he's tried to find the direction he's supposed to go to. Now, look, does it work? We don't know, because we've never taken a darkness retreat. We've never taken.
I never heard of a darkness retreat. I don't be hearing about this stuff that he's bringing up. Like, you know, what in the hell is it?
And then you look it up and you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty quaint. But like, still though, it's like we've never done this before, so we don't know how effective it is. Yet, this is what he's doing to like find himself and like find that answer, I guess, that he's looking for, find whatever it is he's trying to find out and get his mind cleared up and ready for like the season or whatever the case may be. It, to me though, it's like each person deals with their mental in their own way. And, you know, we could question it. We could have questions about it, but like, who knows? Maybe this one right here unlocks the key. You know, it unlocks that door for him to like get things going in that direction to where like he's able to play more freely and, you know, finally get over that hump that he's been trying to get over. Because what if him doing this and then him going to another team, a change of scenery, is the thing that sparks this, I don't want to say a revival, but like it sparks the championship run that he needed.
That would be nuts.
What if it
Send
is?
us home. Send us home. Send us home.
All right, I'm sending everybody home today, bro.
We didn't already y'all got an extended episode. We talked for a long time.
Yeah, we talked about food, sports, games, and Aaron Rodgers. I think we hit every single nodule on the list today. I think we're good.
Oh yeah.
Well, this has been another episode of the show about nothing, featuring your boys, Mr. Junes-Eighty-Eight himself. That's this guy over this side, right? You know what I'm saying? Other way. Boom, there it is. And your boy, Izzyphantasmo. Dude, you're pointing the wrong way. Again. There way. Yeah. Your left, my right. There you go. Yeah. For those of you that watch this, you'll see what we're dealing with here. But yeah, your boy Izzyphantasmo, your boy Junes-Eighty-Eight. Thank you so much for joining us on an extended version of the show about nothing podcast. Catch us again next Monday, same time, same place, same avenue, same street. You already know where you can find your boys at. Find your boys on all the social media sites, you know, Twitter at Izzyphantasmo, Instagram at Izzyphantasmo, Junes-Eighty-Eight. You can find him on Instagram, Junes-Eighty-Eight, Twitter, Junes-Eighty-Eight without the T at the end.
Oh yeah, we out here. And
you can look for his brand new EP, his music on Apple, Spotify, anywhere the music is played. Go ahead and check it out. I tell you, my is dope for a reason.
He ain't lying. And like always, thank you for tuning in, and we are out.